Welcome to our latest episode of our spectacular series. Today we've got a Mclaren 765LT Spider with almost £150,000 worth of extras, a crazy spec. Let's get to it. So the most expensive option on the car is the carbon fiber exterior pack 2, £18,460. That firstly consists of this entire carbon fiber front splitter, which actually has the little fins on the side and these little air intakes there. It also includes the entire side skirt, which sits the whole way underneath the car. Cool fins there, it's a really nice piece. And then finally, it also includes the rear bumper and the little section here with the fins on the side. So whilst carbon ceramic brakes are standard, if you want the last word, you've got to go for the optional track brake upgrade, £14,900, and these are race-derived pads and discs which were created for the Mclaren Senna, and apparently the engineering is so precise on them, they actually took 7 years to cure. So the third most expensive option on the car is the paint. It's called Volcano Red and it is part of the MSO Defined range, £9,960, and just look at how it sparkles in the sun. So whilst you obviously get a lot of carbon fiber in the carbon fiber packs, they don't include the rear diffuser. That's because it is a ginormous piece with all these fins that go a long way under the car, and that will cost you £7,750. So McLaren also don't give you the carbon fiber active rear spoiler in any of the packs either. Comes as body colour as standard, but if you want it in carbon fiber like this, £7,700. So we're on to number 6 now, and this is the electrochromic panoramic roof, £7,500, and this basically gives the driver an option of having a clear glass roof or a blue tinted roof like this, which basically stops all the UV rays from coming through, which keeps the cabin a little bit cooler, but you can turn it completely clear as well, which just helps make the whole cabin feel a bit lighter and a bit more spacious. But of course, this being a Spider, you could take the entire roof off. So whilst I haven't got to some of the carbon fiber options yet, one option that is important on this car is the fact that all the exterior carbon has been finished in a satin carbon fiber instead of a gloss. For that is £7,200. So one of those carbon fiber options is called the MSO Defined Rear Aero Bridge. So this is this section here, which basically bridges the door and the sort of rear wing, which is a very cool part by MSO, £6,800. So another MSO bespoke option is to have the tonneau cover in gloss black. You can actually get this in carbon, but personally I think it can look a bit overkill when all that carbon, but all of it in gloss black, £5,274. Next up, the MSO Bespoke Interior Accents, £4,884, and this is basically all the little red accents on the interior. So you've got it here on the dashboard, you've got it here surrounding the infotainment, you've got it on the door cards here, and that's pretty much it. Next up, the MSO Bespoke Brake Caliper colour, and I'm assuming these are Volcano Red to match the rest of the car, £4,500. So back onto the interior now, and this one is the MSO Bespoke Contrast Stitching, which you'll find on the edge of the seats, on the dashboard here with the little rings around the air vents, and through the centre tunnel, £4,060. Next up is the Carbon Fiber Exterior Pack 3, they call it a pack, but actually on the Spider it's only one thing, and that's this, the front air intakes and these sort of eye sockets where the headlights are. On the Coupe it's actually a section of the roof as well, but because this is a Spider we don't have that, but it does still cost £4,010. So now we have another MSO bespoke carbon option. This time it's the extended sill here, which is £3,600 with the 765LT branding. Next up, another MSO carbon fibre option. This time it's the fascia vents, which we believe are these little surrounds on each of the 3 air vents, £3,500. So next up, McLaren actually do give you carbon fibre on the steering wheel, but if you want it in Alcantara with your 12 o'clock marker, that's £2,660. Okay, so we're now reaching the halfway point, not in terms of cost, but in terms of the number of options. And the next one is the 360-degree park assist, which you get a rear camera, you also get cameras underneath your mirrors, and you get a camera on the front, so you've got no excuse to be curbing those alloys when you're parking. So back onto the inside now with more carbon fibre. So McLaren actually give you the primary interior components as standard, but these secondary interior components are £2,640, and there's 3 sections here to show you. There's this little section on the infotainment, just this section on the right. You get the folding display, which is all lovely in that satin carbon, and finally you get the door, what they call the door applique, which is a little strip of carbon on both the doors. So McLaren are very generous in giving you the carbon fibre mirror cap as standard, but if you want this mirror stalk down here, that is £2,150. So another option this car has, but it's not currently fitted, is the carbon fibre front number plate plinth, £1,750, which usually sits here on the front bumper. Obviously, the first owner preferred the slightly cleaner look without it. Next up is the Stealth Pack, £1,500. So as standard, you get these sort of chrome finish exhaust pipes. They can go a little bit blue over time, so you'll want to get the Stealth Pack, which gives you that black finish, and you also get the black finish on the active rear wing mechanism. Next up is the MSO bespoke wheel center caps. If you look closely, you'll notice each of the center caps have a little red ring in volcano red. £1,326. So if you're going to spend all this money on MSO bespoke options, you're going to want to get MSO in your headrest. That is £1,320. And also you'll want the MSO throttle pedal. So just down in my footwell you have an MSO red throttle pedal, £1,260. Next up is the center tunnel with lockable bin. So as standard, you get the whole center tunnel in fully exposed carbon fiber. It looks very cool, but it is quite impractical because you don't have any storage. So some people will select this option where you get this little storage section here, but you do get rid of all the carbon fiber. You get Alcantara instead, and McLaren charge you for it, £1,250. So back to the steering wheel now, and just behind the steering wheel, you'll notice the carbon fiber shift paddles, but these are MSO bespoke carbon shift paddles, and they are £1,005. And if you look closely, you'll notice the plus and the minus are in volcano red. So we're now into the sub £1,000 options, and this next one is an interesting one. It's called the hinged door stowage pocket. So actually, as standard, McLaren give you actual nets here to sort of reduce weight on the car. But if you want a little bit of storage, and this little hinge section where you've got a little cubby hole for a few items, that is £700. So an important one is your vehicle tracking system. £680 will give you the little tracker fobs, which will alert you in case your car gets stolen. So whilst you of course get your key as standard, if you want it painted in MSO black, that is a £400 option. So onto the penultimate factory option now, and it is this, the fire extinguisher, £160. You've got to have that just in case. Wouldn't be the first McLaren to set on fire. And the final one, which was just £60, absolute bargain, is the first aid kit with your warning triangle. Hopefully you're more likely to use this than your fire extinguisher. So whilst that completes all the factory options, the owner then took it to a specialist detailing and PPF place, and we have an invoice for £15,538, which basically covers a number of things, not only just the full PPF, which covers every single part on the car, it's also a self-healing PPF. The owner's also had ceramic coating done to all the paintwork. He's done hydrophobic coating to all the glass and the interior. But most interestingly of all, he's managed to get every single LT logo, which McLaren refused to paint any other color than orange. He's got every single one in volcano red. So you've got the LT logo here on the fins, on all four wheels, on the sill cover, on the floor mats, and finally here on the plaque. So that is everything, a truly spectacular example of the 765LT. We've got this car currently for sale and it is £100,000 saving off list. And the original list price of this would have been over £460,000. But please let us know what you think of it. Hope you enjoyed the video and we'll see you again on the next spectacular example.